go. I'm going to pull a card for the day. Hope y'all are doing well. I slept great. And I got a crystal card this morning. Oh, it is Perpite, which actually is the curse clearer in this deck, interestingly enough. At this point in any vision quest, the curses and so forth, or the believed curses of the past, want to arise to be cleared. So what is it that's holding us back? What is it that's been like a curse hanging over us that we have just identified with, that is ready to be cleared? The Perpite is purple, so it's resonating really high in our field, and asking us to attune to a higher vision for ourselves and to allow the curses of the ancestors, so to speak, the things that our ancestors could never accomplish, could never reach because of the societal constructs or whatnot. Allows us to take our place in the ancestral line of healing. As I was saying to a client yesterday, I thought this was really an amazing insight to come in, and that is that for our ancestors, it took many, many generations to live through any sort of big evolution, right? Like 10 generations was an evolution, but for us, we are going through a whole, line of what would take decades or generations and generations to evolve through. And of course, at the next level too, we are doing this all in one life. So we are starting in a place somewhere in our life where we are not awake, not empowered, even oppressed in some way or another. Maybe not as a child, but maybe as a child, but something in our life we have to experience the oppression so that we can experience the full lifting of it and the full empowering of ourselves through this lifetime. It is a lifetime that contains many lifetimes. And so I think that's where the curse clearer is coming in, is we're clearing the curse of not being able to reach the destination in one life. How about that? And today we get King of Rods, but he came up in reverse. So King of Rods is the greatest leader, and is gentle-hearted and kind and passionate and artistic and a musician and so forth. But in the reverse, he's not yet known. Either those around him don't recognize him as such, or within the self, it is not fully claimed that the leadership is there. So in all of us, there is this aspect of the leader, of the one who has the next beautiful vision, but maybe we have been unafraid to show that, or maybe just others haven't seen that fully in us yet, and that might be because we haven't shown it. We haven't really stepped into it and been it. My throat is going a little funny because it's first talking, but I'm also just feeling to sit with you for a moment, to sit quietly together and envision maybe this quality within us, this leadership ability that is, been building for generations, that has been being cultivated through our ancestors, all the way to our parents, of something, some voice. Let's sit for a moment and just be open to receiving that message from the inner king. What curse is clearing? one that's coming up for me that I feel like is a collective curse, so I'd like to share it. My son brought this up yesterday, so I thought it was, hey, we need to say something about this. And that was, I was being very loud last night and emotional and, all of that. And my son was like, blamed it on a little bit of beer that I had, which was really like a small amount. I don't drink that often, but sometimes. And he's like, you shouldn't do that because you become like a crazy person. And I thought, am I a crazy person? I'm just vocalizing my emotions and my deepest feelings. So I took a moment to share that with him, to share, hey, it's actually can be good to express your emotions, because if you don't, then maybe you really will become crazy because you're holding it all in and it's almost like imploding on you instead. So I'm okay with the part of me that is expressing my emotions fully, and sometimes that's a lot. But when I think about it in these terms, I think, imagine that your ancestors have all been unexpressed. And they've kind of been bottling up and shipping to the next generation cellularly in our DNA, because they literally do. And you've got like this download when you're born, not only of your own mission and your own authentic truth, but now you also have this backup line of ancestral emotions, unexpressed visions, dreams, worries. And it's like injected. It's literally, wow, actually it's a lot like a DNA altering injection, if you want to talk real-time comparisons, because it does alter your DNA. And we don't think about it as altered necessarily, but they have found that genetic codes pass from generation to generation, like traumas and so forth. So in a way that acts as a genetic modifier until we heal ourselves, until we own and express what our ancestors have not, or were not able to. That has built up in us, causing this mutation, so to speak, from our authentic self. So, to correct that, because your DNA is voice activated, like almost 100% of it, like 97%, 96, 97 is voice activated. This is what they used to call junk DNA. But it is programmable, and it actually is always listening and is always adjusting itself based on how we're talking and what we say and what we're thinking and how we're actually like enacting in the world. So we correct our ancestral mutation, if you will, the distortion in our DNA that also is a gift, okay? It's not just a curse. There's always two sides. So with every suppression, so to speak, like comes the opportunity for progression. Oh, that was cute, right? I just made that up. But every difficulty is power packed with a gift waiting inside. If we just like open that treasure box and look at like, what did this do for me to go through this? What did this do for my ancestors to experience this pain, this difficulty, this, experience? Like what did it do for their character? Guaranteed in the evolutionary line, that ancestor contributed to you now, preparing yourself to be authentic, be the most aligned to, as we say on this journey, this 40-day quest, to make it to that solstice period with all your pieces together. Imagine the solstice is like a stargate. I like that show. And it's a good metaphor to me too. Like it's a stargate to the next dimension of living, to the next reality. But the only way you can go through that quantum particle defragmenter and whatever, however you say it does, you know, break you down to your quantum elements and then recreate you on the other side. The solstice is like this, is this kind of a portal into the next reality, which is the new beginning after this darkest night, the very, very beginnings of crawling out of the hibernation of self that has been this whole last year, and also cycle. So it's that, then we want to have all of our pieces. Like the only way to get through the portal is to have your whole being with you, or your whole team with you, which is team self. So we're on this journey to recall in all those pieces, to bring them all back home, to have them ready and the intentions set, or the openness set to, yes, I'm ready to be what I'm meant to be next. I'm meant to embody the next version of me, and to really like close down this last cycle with honor and praise, and take the treasures and bless the rest. In the runes, the final rune is Otala. Well, some people say it's Dagas, but Otala makes sense to me also, which is you get to the point where the ancestors want to bless you. It's like a divine inheritance rune. But by blessing you and giving you this stream of awareness that they've all been working on, this rune says you get to inherit the ancestral wisdom. But it's also like an ancestral like inheritance in this physical world. Like you could be gifted like land or property or something. It's actually like everything that's been built up in the ancestry. But when you receive this, you must turn back around to the future generations, to planet Earth, to your progeny, to those that you are with, and you must give into the stream. So it's a commitment saying, okay, yes, this rune is encouraging me now, like it is the opportunity, like the portal is open, the ancestors are standing there and they're like, okay, we want to bless you with all this wisdom, we want to, pour the water over your head, baptize you with the remembrance of us, what we went through. We want to unlock that in your DNA. Are you ready? But when we do that, you're going to be flushed with this new energy, and the only thing you have to do is turn back around into the world and give that, be that, and express that to the most that you can. And then truly the blessings will be yours. It's almost like that will pull them into this physical world. Pop. That same energy is crawling in toward this solstice, I feel. That it is this opportunity not just for our individual ancestry, but for humanity collectively. And then this issue with the jab and concern around the altering effects, I actually feel there's a parallel here. There's something that's connected. That if we can do this and heal that ancestral DNA, integrate it, that we suddenly can access beyond the curse, beyond the mutation, if you will, beyond that passed down thing, or the time-space injected reminder thing, jabby. That can also be altered by our 100% presence and the king turning upside down and being like, oh yeah, I remember what I'm supposed to do here. I'm on it. Curse cleared. Okay, day 6 is feeling good. Take a deep breath into your body. Assimilate. And whatever you're doing to do this 40 days, bless you on that journey. And if you're following along with me on the app, which I'll put the link down below if you want to jump in on this journey, we're doing meditation, breathing, and mantra practice for the entire 40 days, and some physical movement. Did I say that already? Asana practice, just a little bit every day, and end the day with a Yoga Nidra meditation. So, on into your day. Blessings. Namaste.